He is also a professor at the illustrious Spelman College. So without further ado, the next voice you will hear is Professor Raphael Gentry.
Everybody give it up one more time, give it up. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm so happy to be here. Before I get started, I want to do an activity that I like to do with my class. It's very simple. It's called breathe. I just want you to take one good deep breath right now. Just inhale and exhale. Give me one more. You're inhaling love and positivity. And when you exhale, you are exhaling negativity. Anything that is negative in your life right now at this moment, you are exhaling. So one deep breath. And exhale. Thank you so much. Let me tell you a little bit more about me. All those things on paper sound good. Yes, I teach at Spelman, that sounds good, but let me tell you how I got here briefly. I'm from a place called Saginaw, Michigan. Anybody ever heard of it? Small place. I said one or two people. He's like, uh-oh, Saginaw. I see him shaking his head back there, Saginaw. You may know something about Saginaw. Saginaw is actually ranked, in 2013, ranked at one of the highest among crime rate. It was actually ranked number 3 with cities with a population of 50,000 or more. Detroit and Oakland ranked higher than my city, Saginaw, Michigan. Now, when I grew up in Saginaw, I did what the in-crowd did. I followed. I was a follower. I'm not afraid to admit it. I was a follower. I ran the streets with my friends. Whatever they was doing, guess what? I was doing. That's what I did. And when they got in trouble, guess who else got in trouble? I got in trouble. Let me tell you something. When I was in high school, I went to 4 different high schools. 4. From getting in trouble, and having to move around to school. But there was one, when I was a senior, there was one particular teacher that I remember. Her name was Miss Brill. Miss Brill told me that someone's got to stop you. What kind of stuff is that to tell your student? Someone has to stop you. And you know what she did? She gave me an F in her class. I'm about to graduate. I'm trying to graduate. I needed to pass this English class. So she gave me a paper to turn in to try to turn my grade around before graduation. And I did the paper, and I honestly did the paper. I didn't cheat, even though I looked for Cliff Notes. Y'all don't know about that. But I was looking for Cliff Notes and everything, and there was none. So I tried, and I turned in the paper, and I did the best that I could. And she still gave me a 0. And you know what she told me? Somebody's got to stop you. So I wasn't allowed to graduate from high school. They did not allow me to walk across that stage. Sad, right? But luckily, I went to school in the summer. I made up that 1.5 credit that I needed, and I went to college. The college that I went to is called Southern University. Anybody ever heard of the Southern University? You know, everybody got to know that school too. Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, one of the largest historically black colleges in the nation. Now, they have an open enrollment policy. Luckily for me. Open enrollment means it didn't matter what my SAT or what my ACT scores were. It didn't matter what my GPA was. Y'all know what it was? Don't tell nobody. I'll tell y'all this. My GPA at the time of graduating from high school was a 1.9 GPA. Where you go? But 1.9 GPA. But I'm here to tell you today, it's not how you start, but what is how you finish. So when I started college with a 1.9 GPA, I was behind the 8 ball already. After my very first semester, guess what? I found myself on academic probation. So I'm a thread away from dropping out of school, from not making it. I'm very close to living up to all the expectations that everyone had and thought about me. I had people in my life that said I wasn't going to make it. look at what you did in high school. You went to school. You will not stay at Southern University. I give you one semester. My cousin gave me one semester. Even when I graduated from high school, one of my church members told me, "You graduating? Surprise of the century," right? Because they were looking at me on who I used to be and what I used to do. But let me tell you, I believed in you. When nobody else believes in you in this life, guess who has to believe in you? You. So I believed in myself that I could do a little bit more. So I studied hard. Woke up 5 in the morning and I studied. And I turned things around and I actually graduated. So I decided to keep going. So I decided to work on my master's. One day, I was back in Saginaw, working on my master's in summer school. I'm at the bookstore, and guess who I run across? Miss Burrell, my old English teacher. She's in there. Now, do you think I was ugly to Miss Burrell when I saw her? Do you think I was mean and nasty to her? She said, probably. No, I should have been, maybe, because she fought me, right? But I wasn't. I treated her with kindness. I said, "How you doing, Miss Burrell? It's so good to see you. I'm here studying on such and such. I'm working on my master's." What I'm really saying is you didn't stop anything. That's what I was saying to her. And by the time I finished my master's with a 3.4 GPA average. Now, I started with a 1.9, but I finished with a 3.4. So believe in yourself and you can do it as well. See, I like to claim that I'm just an average person. I wasn't a nerd in school, but I believed in myself, and I believed that I was better than what everybody else thought I was. So after finishing college, even after having my master's, guess what I wanted to do next? I'm 24 years old. I got my master's degree. I wanted to do what every other 24-year-old wanted to do. I wanted to rap. Yeah, I wanted to rap. I wanted to spit flows, right? So I moved to Atlanta to rap. I couldn't see anything else but doing music. That's all I could see. So I moved here, got a little manager, did a few shows, rocked the mic, right? She's looking like, "You ain't no rapper," right? but that's what I moved here to do, because I was following my passion, okay? But sometimes following your passion will actually lead you to your true destiny. Right. Now, as I moved to Atlanta, I was doing my music, but then I also got into audio video. That's how those video things. I started my own company, RMG Media, right? Within doing that, it opened up so many doors for me. Let me tell you what doors opened up for me. When I was filming, I went to Washington and interviewed people about the inauguration. I did the BET Hip Hop Awards. I'm on the red carpet talking to Snoop Dogg. He like, "Yeah, if it's shizzle dizzle." And I'm like, "What? All right, yeah, you know, on the Snooper market. Okay, cool." So I've met so many people doing this. But let me show you how your gifts will make room for you. Yeah. Let me show you. Now, I got an opportunity. I was told about an interview at Spelman College. My homeboy, he's a professor. He was like, "Yo, we got a position open in public speaking." And I'm like, "I know y'all not gonna hire me." Me? Y'all ain't gonna hire me, but you know what? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So I said, why not? I'm all in. I'm going to the interview. And I went to the interview and I was prepared. Let me give you a definition of success. Success is when preparation meets opportunity. Never forget that. Success is when what? Preparation meets opportunity. So I was prepared when I got in that office, because guess what I had? I had a degree. So I was prepared. But when the opportunity came, I took it. And in the interview, I showed the dean video clips of me interviewing celebrities. And that's what tilted the bar. That's what got me over into being a public speaking professor. Never thought that it would be me. People from my neighborhood, when I tell them that I'm a professor and they know who I used to be and what I used to do and what they used to think I would become, it surprises them. But see, God had a better destiny for me. Let me tell you about what I'm here to really tell you about today. What I want to talk to you is about if you think it's hard saying no, just wait until you say yes. If you think it's hard to say no, just wait until you say yes. Now, as I told you, I grew up in Saginaw, Michigan. I had a childhood friend who I grew up with. His name was Aaron Merle. Aaron Merle, even from when we were kids, you know what he would say? I want to go to prison. As a kid. Why do you want to go to prison, man? Oh, prison cool, man. All my uncles in prison. Man, all we do is eat, work out all day, lift weights. Man, I'm going. He said that at age 11. I kid you not. As he got older, as he grew up, guess where he ended up going? Yes, he went to jail. He did a bid. But it was when he got out. When he got out, here come one of his friends. I'm talking about not even a week when he got out of jail. 1 week. He has a friend. He said, yo, dog, I know this lick. We can get this money. Dude, he got a lot of dope. All we got to do is this. Aaron told him no. Even though Aaron didn't have any money, any job, couldn't get a job because he was a felon, but he still said no. But the guy came back the next day. Yo, bro, I know you heard it. You got to get this money. Come on, we're about to miss our window of opportunity. The third time he approached Aaron about this, guess what he said? Couldn't take the peer pressure. He said, okay, yes, I'll do it. So this guy and Aaron broke into this guy's house. They hid in the house and waited for him to come home. During the process of this, the police actually pulled the guy over who was coming back to his house. The police found all the drugs in his car, obtained a search warrant. So instead of this guy coming home, guess who came to the house? The police. While they sitting up in there hiding in the closet. Had a big shootout with the police and killed my friend at age 22 years old. All because he couldn't say no. Let me share with you one more true story. The story is about a young lady, 15-year-old. She was a virgin. This lady had a boyfriend. He was 17 years old. He kept approaching her. He kept trying her. As hard as it was for her to say no, one day she said yes. But then, after a month went by, she realized that it would have been easier for her to say yes once she realized she had herpes. It would have been easier for her, it would have been easier for her to say no. But if you think it's hard saying no, look at what she said yes to. She said yes to a lifelong disease that she is unable to get rid of. She said yes to a broken relationship to a person who she thought she loved. She said yes to years of depression after one bad decision. Now, how many times have you said yes to things that you just know were wrong? Now, when we say yes to sin, I wish that we could just peek into the future and see that it is accidentally we are saying yes to our downfall. What if she would have said no? So if you think it's hard saying no, wait till you say yes to a lifetime of alcoholism. If you think it's hard saying no, wait till you say yes to a lifetime of substance abuse. If you think it's hard saying no, wait till you say yes to a lifetime of crime. If you think it's hard saying no, wait till you say yes to a lifetime of sex before marriage. If you think it is hard saying no, wait until you say yes to a lifetime of degradation. If you think it's hard saying no, wait until you say yes to your no good friends. Who don't really realize the strength of a good education. Education is the key to your freedom in more ways than one. Now, I understand that there are many people who don't feel like their dreams actually require a college education. But before you go down that road, I want you to consider this. I was reading an article one day in the New York Times, And there was a study done by Northeastern University, that's a school in Boston, and it said 1 out of 10 high school dropouts will be incarcerated. But the numbers get worse if you're African American. 1 out of every 4 high school dropouts will soon be incarcerated. 1 out of every 4. Furthermore, the data shows that black men who decide to drop out have a much higher chance of incarceration than men of any other ethnic group. But how? Well, why does this happen? Now, here's what they don't teach you in school. There's a pipeline from the classroom to the courtroom. The powers that be, they know the numbers. They know that 1 in every 4 African American men who drop out will be incarcerated at least one time in their life. So they base the prison budget on 5th grade reading scores. Because they know that if you can't read well by the 5th grade, then it's more than likely that you will fall further and further and further till eventually you just drop out. Now, it is a fact that the United States of America spends more money building prisons than schools. Now, to them, it is advantageous for you not to get an education so that you can live a life behind bars in a $37 billion prison industry where you are the top commodity. So if you think it's hard saying no, wait till you say yes to that prison job. But I'm not here to judge, I'm not here to condemn, because I know that we all make mistakes. I don't want you to put yourself in a prison of perfection. And I'm saying this because I lived through many of these mistakes. I understand that today's mistakes are tomorrow's corrections. But before you should correct yourself instead of the system. Don't let the system correct you, because then it is too late. Now, I don't know how to solve this problem, but Albert Einstein said you cannot solve a problem with the same thinking that was used to create it. Now, let's just shift gears for a minute. Let's talk about your potential, your untapped potential. There was a study done on fleas. Briefly, the scientists, they took some fleas and put them in a jar. Now, if you don't know anything about fleas, fleas have a vertical leap of 32 inches. Because, fleas are very tiny. They, on a blade of grass, they have to jump up on the dog. 32 inches. So once they put the fleas in the lid, the fleas were jumping up, hitting their heads on top of the lid. After 3 days, guess what happened? The scientists came back in the room. They took the lid off the jar. What do you think happened? Anybody? Nobody knows? They couldn't jump out. Why? Why couldn't they jump out? In fact, the fleas will never jump higher than the level set by the lid. Their behavior is now set for the rest of their lives. They have been conditioned. When these fleas have offspring, their behavior will automatically mimic that of their parents, and they will never jump out the jar. Because they were conditioned, their conditioning was passed down from their parents. Not realizing that they were born with a vertical leap of 32 inches, they can easily jump to their freedom. You are similar to the flea. You have a vertical leap of 32 inches. You were born with it. But many of us choose to remain in the jar. Maybe it's our environment that is conditioning our behavior. Because the hood, they'll tell you to do what? Keep it hood. Now, the hood will tell you to keep it real. You got to keep it real. And somehow a college education just isn't gangster. But let me tell you that there is nothing more gangster than our President Barack Obama, who is here to let us know that the lid has been removed and you can jump out the jar. All the greatness that you have to be successful is already inside of you. You were already born with it. You just have to know it, and it's not, and know that it is, and do not let mental limitations control your future. Just remember that there are not limitations, only expectations. Don't let your environment stop you from becoming who you might have been. So today, who is going to make a conscious decision to jump out of the job? Who? That means that we will complete high school and college because we making it. We will be academically excellent because we making it. We will be a role model. We will be in our children's lives. We will be better than you say we are. Prison is not in our future. We will live and not die. We will not be a thug, and we are who we say we are, not who the world says we are. We are who God says we are. Now repeat this after me. Today, I make a definitive choice to change my life forever. Now today you have made a choice to change your life forever. Never forget this moment. I wish you love, and I wish you nothing but the best.